let's start. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk a little bit later about neoslife and all of it, but maybe just by way of introduction, Sky and I met. I think it's been only 4 weeks, 4 weeks ago, when we were on the neoslife land for a retreat. And we were connected by a common friend that I met in Paris, I think a week before. So one of these many serendipities that this project has been blessed with. And it really, I mean, it's been a crazy journey from zero to where we are in 6 months. And well, I'm really grateful for this connection with Sky, and we really bonded. And so I'm grateful for him to provide the space and to take us to something, to a profound and beautiful experience that is fully aligned with what neoslife aims to create, heaven on earth. And I think we can. And I'm looking forward to the experience we're going to go through in a moment, and to the conversations we're going to have afterwards.
Yeah, for the little story, I was in a silent retreat that I was giving with my student online. So I was myself in silence in central Portugal. And I was asking God, where should I go? Because with my wife, we've been looking for a place, to create a healing center, a retreat center. And so we were like going between different places, different locations. Usually I have a pretty clear guidance, but nothing was like fully clear. And I asked, deep inside, I went to source like we're going to do today. And I received a text. I hear ting. It was 9 in the morning. And my friend from Paris who told me, yeah, you have to meet Vincent from Neos. And she sent me the link. And I saw, a community, very interesting, very aligned with some visions I had, like in the past, and I still have. And so, yeah, we're still going to see what's going to happen. But that was a pretty interesting way to connect us, very, very timely. And so I went to this retreat also to see more, about Vincent, what he was doing, what kind of people were coming there, what was really the energy, about it, and from beginning to end, I loved it. I really loved the place. Like an amazing land with like an incredible energy. I loved the people who came. Very grounded, open. Very very beautiful, generous energy. And I love the steward also, who is like very dedicated and doing this thing for the true reasons. And so that's why I'm partnering with Vincent, because I think there's a lot of people, trying to do things with different type of motivations, and some are like really selfless, some less, and that's what I've been observing, since the short months, that I've been knowing him. It's really for the true reason. It's really for the people. It's really for everyone, for him included, of course, and for all of us. But it's coming from a very pure place, and with a lot of skills also, which is important for a project for that size. So that's why I feel very honored tonight to do these circles and this discussion with Vincent and all of you. Thank you very much for showing up in force with a nice energy. And what we're going to do, so first I'm going to guide you, inside through the heavens, whatever heavens is going to take form, for you. And I'm going to explain that a bit more in depth in a little bit. And then we share a little bit our experiences, and Vincent, we talk more, about Neos. And we take your question, we want to have like discussions also, because it's something we're going ultimately to build together. No one has like the final answer, the final vision. It's really a co-creation. So we'll see all of that and see where this leads us, at the end. So Vincent, do you want to add something before I explain the journey? Was I clear enough?
Yeah, I think let's set the tone, go inside, and then everything else will evolve from afterwards.
So for some of you who are new here, who never do like journeys with me, It's some people describe it like close to plant medicine, some plant medicine experience. Of course, that depends, on your abilities, like to really relax, and that's mainly the thing I ask you. There's no right and wrong, there's no perfect journey or wrong journey. It's really about you, and the goal is really to let the energy, the force, the feeling work through you, and to open to release judgment, so I have an accent, I know some people sometimes they focus on it because they cannot understand all the words, all of that. It doesn't matter so much, what really matters is the energy underneath. The words are just a conduit, for that force. So it's like really being light, like being easy, being a bit like a child, and seeing where this is taking you. The goal is really to suspend the mind, the judgment, and to let things work through you. So be gentle. That's really my advice, and we're going to start. So what I suggest now is for all of you, to close your eyes. And you're going to silence your mind. So you just do it. You just stop it. You are the queens and the king inside, and you can take command over your mind. And you're going to drop your consciousness, your awareness into your heart. And you're going to gently move your energy. Like you can imagine, a golden light, beautiful golden liquid gold. And you're creating a gentle vortex, counterclockwise. And you make space. It's like you're basically making space, removing any tension, any negativity, any doubt, any thoughts, any sounds from inside, from outside. You just let everything slide. And as you're doing that, you can also feel like you're gently floating into a cloud. A beautiful cloud, a heavenly cloud, right above the ground. And again, all the thoughts, the distractions, the emotions, the judgments, the very cleverness of the mind, you just let it slide through the cloud. And as we're making space, as we're relaxing, we're going to call a few forces to help us, to guide us, to protect us. So I'm calling it the divine source of all creations, things, and beings. I'm calling our divine mother, Gaia, in all her beauty and force and wisdom. I'm calling in Archangel Michael from the south. And you can feel or see a beautiful blue electric light entering your field, entering your spine. Calling in Archangel Raphael from the east with a beautiful healing green light, bringing peace. Calling in Archangel Gabriel from the west, the messenger. It's a beautiful orange light. Calling in Archangel Uriel from the north with a silver light. All these lights are entering through you, creating a rainbow of color, of electric colors, activating your energies. We're calling in Archangel Metatron from the center of the sun. The very strong golden light. And Archangel Israel from the earth, the center of the earth, connecting all these grids inside of us, around us. Calling in the Christ force, Mary's love, calling in Elohim, all the angels of the heavens, animal kingdom, the elemental kingdom of the earth and the underworld. Calling in the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, Dragon Force, and all our guides, our guardians, our keepers, our teachers, all the light beings supporting our missions, our health, our wisdom. Please activate our energies, connect our energies, and help us unlock the door to the heavens, to this deep peace within us, and feel and experience this energy on our very skin and connect it to Neos, grid into the world. And now you're starting feeling this energy even stronger, starting whirling inside of you. Very dense vortex. And we start feeling a turquoise light, like sparkling blue-green, like going through all our nervous system, through our spine, all our cells, our bones, our bone marrow. It's like activating, connecting, releasing, clearing. We start feeling lighter and lighter. Like all the tensions, all the resistance, all the objective, the analysis, critiques, complaints, the fears, everything is dropping one by one and all at once. All the things we don't need. It's nothing to resolve, just being there together in our light. And we start gently floating with our clouds above the ground. Riding slowly about our homes. Above our towns, our cities. Seeing the trees, the lakes, the mountains, the buildings, skyscrapers, the humans, the birds, all the beautiful trees of this earth. And we keep rising, leaving the beauty of the earth, entering the beauty of the sky, entering the clouds. We all flying together in our clouds, both alone and connected, feeling warm, supported, and private at the same time. And we start seeing a beautiful hall of golden light above our heads, rising from the clouds. to an invisible space. And we start gravitating upward into this hall of light. This is the gate of heaven. And we're going to release any fear, any self-judgment, telling us that maybe we don't deserve it, or maybe we can't go there. Or maybe, releasing all the maybes, all the obstructions, that we are setting to ourselves. We just let drop everything. And we're inviting ourselves to that inner space which exists for each one of us, whatever is our level of consciousness, meditation, now we start that golden energy entering more and more our eyes, our heart, our brain. Start entering a cloud of gold, sparkling gold, everywhere. It's like we're entering the very center of the sun, our Father Sun. And now feel free to let yourself be guided by your soul. You may feel things, you may feel energy, you may feel lightness, you may feel peace. You may see things, you may see angels, you may see lights, you may see images, you may smell things, or hear things, sounds and music, and a combination of those. Whatever is coming to you, allow it. Don't force it. Don't judge it. Just flow with it. You may still be floating in your cloud, you may be flying, you may be sitting, you may be laying. You are doing whatever you feel called to do, whatever you feel you are free. The masters of your journey, creators of your life. And for some of you, you still feel some difficulties, some obstruction. Just let them slide into your vortex, through your clouds. Just let them dissipate. Just allow yourself. And now from that place of peace, of light, of safety, I invite all of you to see, to feel what you really desire for your life, for the world. What will be your heaven? What will be your experience, your life in it? And all these visions, these ideas, I really invite you to like feel them really deep in your heart. How do they make you feel? How do they make you be? Like remember that, impregnate that in your skin, in your heart, your mind, in your whole soul. Keep that presence, keep that feeling deep with you. And you can create a golden egg of energy, moving your energy clockwise to really seal this feeling inside of your heart. Like you create a very dense, very compact golden eggs with that sensation. And you're going to weave this egg, this vortex, really, really to the center, to the 0 point, the source of everything, into a tiny, tiny, tiny dot until it dissolves into the universe to be manifested. It's like a seed you're sending to the universe, the seed of your joy, of your peace, of your freedom, to be manifested in any way it should and could. And now we're going to keep that peace inside of us, all of it, and we're going to gently fly down toward Alentejo, this beautiful land, these 400 hectares of peace, of grass, of trees, of flowers and lakes, of animals and insects, elementals and spirits. We're going to call in the spirits of Alentejo and the spirit of the land of Neos. Let's welcome the spirits, their salutation, our homage. Let's thank him for allowing us to visit the land from that space, from that plane. Now I invite all of you to see you in this land, what you would like to do, what you would like to be, what you would like to have, what you would like to feel, who would you like to connect with. what you would like to see emerging. Whatever heaven on earth means for you, feel for you. And don't judge it. Now we're going to connect all our fields, all our energies together. We're going to anchor it deep, deep into the earth. We're going to connect it with the spirit of the land, connect it with the sun, and we're going to move our energy clockwise, creating a giant vortex all around the land and above and under, and way further into the world. And we're going to fill this vortex with all our desires. For us, for the land, for the community, for the world, for neoslife. Sending our most beautiful blessings, our deepest love and reverence. And as we send all of that, we're creating a very strong, very big vortex of golden light all around us, all throughout us. Sending and receiving blessings, gratitude, joy. We're going to ask for protection, for Vincent, for Neos Life, for all of us, for the land, against any negative energies and intrusions. So only the highest good is breeding this land, this project. Deep, very strong protection all around us, all around Vincent, the land, to give us time, to give us clarity, to give us discernment, to transmute any obstacle into light. Do not fear, do not budge, to keep the faith, the light, the hope really high. We're going to call in for many more brothers and sisters, bringing their energies at all levels, the financial, the economical, the healing, the food, the land, the growth, the spirit, housing, the building, everything you feel like calling into the project, calling into the land. When I was there, connected with a huge granite stone, and he clearly said, build, build. Was welcoming us very loud and clear. Build from the true place, build from the love place. Let's call for that energy of love, that it permeates, that it like floods this project and above and beyond. That this is the first seed for many more heavens, inspiring many of the projects, many of the people, like rippling into a grid of diversity in the light, in the truth, with the utmost respect and reverence for our Mother the Earth, our Father the Sun, our divine source, our divine humanity. Our divine brothers and sisters from outer space, from the animal kingdom, from all the kingdoms that are blessed by Gaia. Let's send that energy everywhere. And now we're going to accelerate that grid clockwise, moving really, really fast. Like with all the colors of the rainbow, creating a very, very fast vortex of white, crystal white, black, crystal white light, like blasting our eyes, our heart, our minds. And we're going to concentrate that vortex into one very, very dense point at the center of the land. And we're going to ask all the archangels, the angels, all the masters, the teachers, the gods, the light beings from this plane and above to bless this land, to bless this project, to bless our share in it, our partnership, to bless Vincent, and help everyone in line involved, stay aligned with the light, with the truth, and bring more aligned people, more and more and more. And I invite you to feel how peace and power are one and the same thing. True power is coming from peace. That's why the only thing we need to seek is peace with ourselves first. And then it will naturally happen with others. removing any criticism, harsh judgment to ourselves, to others, the people who try. Like feel how everything is possible from that place. You know, it's just a matter of time and will. This light energy, this 0 point energy, it's available everywhere all the time. Illimited. And there are so many of us discovering that, harnessing it today, working with it, whether you call it 0 point, whether you call it love, pure consciousness, chi, reiki, ka, the same force, which is inunding our planet. It is flooding it every day. So we're going to gently float back down to our clouds, to our seats. We're going to thank all the angels, the archangels, all the light beings, deities, all the spirits who's been healing us, connecting us, activating us. Thank you so much for pouring the earth and ourselves with so much love. We're going to thank all ourselves for coming up today, for showing up, for gathering our forces, for opening our heart, our minds to new experiences, to new ideas, to new futures. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you. I want to thank Vincent for stewarding this beautiful heaven on earth, for showing us a concrete vision, concrete materialization of how that could feel. And we're going to thank ourselves for all the work we do every day to stay in the truth. Let's be grateful to ourselves. And we can gently come back to this beautiful 3D reality, thanking the spirit of the land also. So I invite you all to put your camera, if you don't mind. It's not compulsory, but it's nice to see everyone. And before we go more in depth and more, a lot of sun on me, into our discussion.
You're lighting up.
Yeah, the sun has been My father. I really connect with the sun as my father since, yeah, since I had my awakening, it's been like that. Yeah, I would like, if some of you want to share. No, I'm very curious. We're very curious what you've been seeing, what you've been seeing on the land or for yourself, or what you've been feeling, before Vincent go into talking a little more in depth about Neos. Someone want to share?
Can I?
Yeah, of course, Maria.
Ah, thank you very much. I was looking forward for this moment. I'm so happy that this project is coming to Earth. Really, I dreamed about it for years and had anything to do, just have faith. And suddenly, coming from a retreat in Slovakia, I met Vincent on the line of the airplane that was late, and I looked him and came in my mind, I know this guy. And then I was like, from where? And then all the articles that I was reading came in my mind, and I know Vincent. And he's like, yeah. And I said, oh, I read your LinkedIn posts for years, and I am really looking forward to see the retreat center and the healing center. And I told briefly about my project, and then he said, okay, cool. And why we met, and why we met, and why we met. And then I was also there, why we met. And then I said, what is your vision? And then he said that basically he wants to bring heaven on earth again, awakening people to the beauty of life. And then I said, what you need? The land. And 2 days later, he received the PDF with the land. The same week we were there, basically. So one thing, I born and grew up in Taubaté, is the countryside of São Paulo. I studied there in Taubaté, and I worked in Brazilian prisons in the court. I never dreamed to be part of building a dream, and this is what it is. And I am sure he will do it. I was sure from the first second that I met him, he will do it. And it will be there because things will happen. And we will die doing it, being it. Basically, it's love soldiers. It's a call for the neo super human beings, I think.
Thank you, Marielle.
So Marie, or rather our encounter, was the kickoff of the project on the 23rd of October. Until then, I had a vision, but I wasn't actively working on it. And well, as the land came unexpectedly, the project came, and here we are today. And it's also the only land I ever looked at physically.
It's been choosing
With a
you.
lot of ancient stones that are there. We don't actually know for how long. And had a meteorite or something like this that landed there. So it's they already have a study how energetical it is, how good the energy there. And really, I've been there with my son, my 4-year son, and he was completely absorbed, learning from nature, from the cows, from the view, from the sun, from the lake. It's very, very nice to really connect with nature in a very beautiful, sacred, and protected space. Super close to Lisbon too.
Thanks a lot, Marielle. Yeah, the energy is because I clear energies for the lands, that's what I do also. It's part of my job, and there's some clearing, of course, like everywhere, but there's not so much. It's really already very, very clean, and the land is really calling for this project. I was surprised several times. I've been asking, and I remember that stone, and the stone say build. It was just one word like that, build. I was asking for permission. I really heard like oof. So the land is ready, which is really important, because if the land is not, it can be very complicated to do a project, basically. And if the land is with you and all the spirits align, it changes everything. So thank you, Marielle. Someone else before Vincent go wants to share something also? No? So Vincent?
Did Nicole have something to share? Nicole, that you
Ah.
got off mute? If not, I'll share. Oh, sorry, someone, Rand, go ahead.
I just felt a profound sense of peace. It was hard to describe. It was so just all encompassing and so very peaceful. I just loved it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you a little piece of heaven, you could see. You know,
Yeah.
that's really what it is. Heaven is peace. Then you can put like many different forms, no? But ultimately, that's really what it is. It's a deep, deep sense of peace. And I was even hesitating to take you out there, you know, because I was like, maybe we should just go here, you know, because you can feel that right here, right now. You know, like it's that deep, deep, deep feeling. And as above, so below. So that feeling of peace is indeed the same, you know, in this realm, you know, that we call heaven. It exists, you know, there's like countless beings, but it's within us. We can access it, and we can truly live it on earth, you know. And even before being the space or being a land, we have to establish that within ourselves. And for me, that's what I see with a beautiful project like that. It's like a vector, basically, to accelerate, you know, our inner peace by coming together, working on that, you know, and like duplicating it, like exponentially, because we come together. But ultimately, it's inside. Now you can be in a less nice and agreeable space and still feel the heavens, because you're really, really deep in peace. And the only ones who are like depriving us from it, it's us. And I had that experience yesterday before to do the journey. I couldn't go there. Usually I always go there. I couldn't enter. And I was like, what's happening? And so I asked my guys, what's happening? He said to me, you're the one not inviting yourself. We're like waiting for you to show me, you know, that there was still some judgment, you know, some criticism inside of me. I can be too hard, you know, like we most are. And that was impeding me to feel that, you know, like at that moment, you know, they really wanted to show me that, and for me to share that with you, you know, that basically we are the one not entering, you know, like it's just us. It's not, you know, the dark forces, the this, you know, the all the, you know, the parents, the abuse. It's us, you know, ultimately who are like closing the door, you know, like to that, and we can decide to open that door, you know, like in one moment or progressively as we want, but it's us who's going to open the door. And all the angels, archangels will welcome you. So that's the core of the work. So thank you, Vincent, for bringing all of that. And we would like now to hear a little more about neoslife.
Yeah, so I assume that, and maybe wrongly, and then please correct me, that everybody who's here has seen the video, they know about the project, or at least some parts of it. So I can do a lot of talking about it, but I rather want to invite, you know, questions. And if you say no, please talk about it, then I'm happy to do that. But I would just start with, you know, if you have any questions, you know, raise your questions, or if you want me to go a certain direction, you know, share the vision, share a specific aspect. But rather than preempting what you might want to hear, I'd rather have you ask me or tell me what you're interested in.
This is Gigi. I want to just say thank you for saying yes. That's the biggest thing. Being open enough to receive, and then let the movement move through you to then let it anchor in the 3D, in the action. This has been part of my consciousness for a very long time. And I'm refreshed in hearing how fast it has happened for you, right? The land came serendipitously, etc. So my biggest question takeaway would be, I'm in the States, and where I would be called to be doing it would be in the States. If you see this being a template that you might be able to create to help others do it wherever they are. So whether it's branded the same or not, you know, kind of an open source mentality to help those of us who may not naturally have the same skills.
Thank you, Gigi. Yes. So I always talk about, you know, neoslife in Portugal, and it will be the first village. And obviously that it's a huge amount of work and complex to create such a place. But the idea has always been and is to create a blueprint, to use this first village to put in a document, in a wiki, whichever form we choose to create, everything we're learning in the process, you know, the community building, the fundraising, the healing center, the well-being center, and live it, and then iterate on it and explore and learn and share that as we learn, and to create, really to open source everything. Like, my dream would be if, you know, everybody on this call, if they don't want to come to this place, to create their own place and all over the world, because I feel the world is in a really challenging and challenging place, and it's getting worse in one way, but it's also getting better. We're like in a decision point. We can either go left or right, and I feel our opportunity, and as we have the awareness of it, our responsibility is to choose the light and create these light towers that, you know, then other people come and join and live in a new way, and then more join. And once everybody is part of this, then the old world, so to speak, ends, and we live in this new world and a new reality. We don't need to change the system. We don't need to fight the system or anything. We just need to exit the system and create our own, you know, new way of being. And the more people do it, the better, right?
Can I again? Sorry, but I can explain in practice what you mean, because I lived this. Vincent, when we met, I was reloading from a burnout, my second one in life, in the past 5 years. So I was in a very vulnerable circumstances, and what I saw from his attitudes was exactly what I believe that is the new way of being, guiding by example. He saw my vulnerabilities and he offered me support. He offered me to go to the retreat to understand what he is talking about. And what I saw there was exactly what I believe. Live in a collaborative capitalist system that the more we have, the more we share in reciprocally constructive relationships, regenerating nature and humans. Basically, is the concept that I believe that the first moment I not only agreed with him by words, but I really saw he guiding, he being is really a changing being. And this is the invitation for neoslife, changing beings, acting different, having consistently attitudes aligned to principles and values. And this is what I believe, and this is what I will do until the last day of my life, because this is the legacy that I want to teach for my 4-year-old son. The legacy of teaching by example, being consistent. That's it.
Yeah, to tag on to that, like, what I realized when I first set out with this vision is like, okay, I want to create a village for a new way of being, where we can come together, live in harmony, you know, have holistic healing, have our own school that teaches kids to, you know, critical think, to believe in themselves, etc. And as I'm in this journey and it's unfolding, I realize it's really, you know, something much more profound. It's, yes, we are creating a physical village, but it's really about love. And, you know, I'm an investment banker by background and a tech entrepreneur. So, you know, I come from the world where love is this kind of whatever, woo-woo, like, you know, okay, I can fall in love, but what is love? And then I've been on this got on this spiritual journey, but only this year, and actually only really recently, because of, and maybe some of you read my newsletter where I've been sharing in the last 2 episodes of it. I really realized neoslife is not about a village, and it's about living from the heart. And the village is just basically the hardware to do it. And for us to to explore this new way of being, because it's very hard, right? We live in a society that, you know, celebrates the mind and how smart and strategy and thinking and tactics, and, you know, I need to take something from you so I have more and I'm safer. That's the old paradigm, and we're really called, I think, upon as humanity to transform. Otherwise, it's just going to get darker, more wars, more conflict, more fighting, and this is what neoslife is really about. Like, it's a playground, it's an experiment. It's to create a new earth, not just a village and some houses and some organic farm, but really. And so, and I feel my role as the steward is to live that, not just talk about it, but to show it through. And I'm learning, obviously, I'm a human being. So yeah.
You're getting all the challenges necessary for the full embodiment.
Yeah, I get hit with them from left and right, and that's interesting. It's an interesting journey. Even before, we are not even on the land yet, and all the challenges are.
Nikki wants to speak.
Yes, I'm very intrigued with your background being an investment banker and tech entrepreneur, because that's not the world I'm living in, but it's the world I aspire to disrupt. Like Bucky Fuller says, find something that works better rather than try to fix a broken system. So I'm wondering if you're discovering or researching decentralized finance or regenerative finance or any other models with the cryptocurrency and blockchain.
Yeah, I mean, I spent, I don't know. I mean, this my last 10 years since my last company, my last startup, has been a seeking journey of trying to understand as much as I could, including finance, including how the world works, including cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. I played with it. I made a fortune. I lost a fortune. And I realized that money is here to be profoundly disrupted, because our current financial system is really theft. It's legal mafia, and it's very hard to see. I mean, I was in investment banking, I didn't see it. I studied business and finance, I didn't see it. I had to exit, so to speak, this world, and to go on a spiritual journey and take everything apart to realize how broken the system is. And so, to answer your question, yeah, I don't have a particular view that we need to adopt our own currency. And I think there's a lot of BS also in the crypto space, as in any system, right? You have a lot of BS in the spiritual space. You always have people who abuse it or who don't understand. So, but I think we're definitely meant to innovate, and we will play with things, but I'm not tied to anything specific. I'm a strong believer in Bitcoin as that it will be successful as our future money, but it's a whole other conversation. But the village at this point is agnostic, and of course, being in Portugal or any other country, we cannot just create our own, currency or anything. I do foresee for future villages to maybe be in special economic zones where we can really have our own, our own legal frameworks, where we can reinvent how things are done and do them better. But at this version 1, so to speak, is in EU and in Portugal, so we will be paying with euros, I think, at least at the start.
Awesome, thank you.
No more questions. Everything is clear. Amazing. Okay.
Well, we had some discussion in the WhatsApp group too on governance. Have you talked about or thought about the decentralized governance or any other forms of cooperatives or collectives?
Yeah, so I have a lot of conversations. Obviously, not everything is in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Sorry, one moment. My puppy. The 3-month-old. So yes, I mean, the challenge is, of course, that we need money in a very short amount of time to make this happen, to acquire the land. And I'm exploring that, and I have some promising conversations. What I've realized along the journey, that it's very important. It's not just money, but it comes a lot of alignment, because how you seed something, where the money is coming from or what the initial people are, will really set the tone. I mean, not just for spiritual projects, but for any startup or anything but even more so for this project. So it will be very important, but I feel good about that. And then in the long term, the idea is to transition it either in some form of foundation or perennial, setup that really survives me and us and anybody, and is also independent of any one single person or group of people. And I believe, to go into the ownership of the people that will be there. And what I foresee is that there's going to be a transition phase, that as we become mature as a community and more experienced, we also increase our ownership and decision power. So I think it's like a gradual system, but we're very early in the process to understanding. It obviously will depend on a lot of aspects and the people and where the money comes from and in what condition it comes with. And then also in the end, money is also return seeking. So we have to think of where will come the initial, cash flows from, etc. So there's just certain realities that we're dealing with. But the idea is that it ultimately will become a self-governing structure, and not with any king on top or whatever guru or and I think it's meant to, little by little, because what we see so often in communities that, a lot of good intentions and then everything ends up with infighting and collapses. So it's a very, very delicate process, and I have by no means figured it out, but I think the right people are coming into it. So little by little, and then we'll see and learn, and mistakes will be made, and then we'll recover and pivot. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
For now, we need a good king.
Sorry?
A good king is often better than a bad democracy. Time you can set up a decentralized system, it's like you don't have to be a guru.
I really, Sky, I really wish neoslife to bring the new Marcus Aurelius of 2024. 21st century, the AI guy that you will say, I want to save the world by example of fulfillment, living a happy, fulfilled, and satisfied life, sharing with everyone, teaching children in orphanages to be stoic too. I want to see this guy that takes care of himself, be loved to himself or herself. Even better, it will be like the turning point of putting really the energy in the right place. Use the money to take care of people you love. Don't use people to get money that you love, because this game is lost, it's over. We are running faster to the human extinction. Doesn't make any sense. Pause, find the direction, and then you run. It's simple like that.
Well, yeah, I think it's simple and it's very complex at the same time, because we are humans and we come with all, including myself, with all, traumas and certain, an ego, and so all of that is a reality. And I think the idea of neoslife is not to create a utopia. We're living in the 3D and a physical world.
Yeah, but it's possible. Change pain to power. It's possible. I know it, and you know it.
Marie.
Let's
I'm still in the middle of my sentence. If I wouldn't think it wouldn't be possible, I wouldn't be working and I wouldn't have dropped everything to just do this. So clearly, I think it's possible, but it's a gradual process. I mean, everything. So I think the invitation at neoslife is that it's a place where we are committed to work on ourselves. And I'm the first person who will sign up for that and is continuously doing so, as I get challenged already in the community, as those that are in the WhatsApp group are seeing it in all kinds of ways, in some beautiful ways and in some very, also more difficult and questionable ways. But it's all part, what I realize along the journey, all of these challenges, they're brought up because they will come up because we're humans. Like, we have different perspective, we have different ideas, we have different wishes, we project, we perceive. So all of that is coming. I feel it's good that the earlier it comes, because the better. And then I'm also looking forward, obviously, that that we will be a group of people that with different experiences in community building, etc., that are coming together to make this happen. It's not just me for that matter.
Yeah, and I think coming in with some agreement amongst ourselves is really a good thing to collaborate on, because Sky, as you were pointing out, calling it needing a king is a very gender-based, patriarchal,
Yeah,
historic
let's
record.
not use king. I think that's why I
Exactly.
call myself actually not founder or not CEO, but steward.
Steward,
Like,
I love the word steward, and that it basically Bucky Fuller was really good at this. He basically wanted to go back to nature's laws and allow the archetypes of both feminine and masculine balance to play itself out amongst humans and society. And so I really look forward to that. And I love all of the things that I'm hearing from you, and I'm inspired. Thank you.
thank you.
And for my defense, it was a joke. I could have used king or queen. What I mean, for
Yeah.
me, it was a king or queen should be the ultimate servant. It should be the one serving the people. Basically, the opposite of what we've been seeing in history.
Yeah.
A true king or true queen is someone basically laying her or his life, for others. So that's what I mean by that. And
The ultimate servant.
yeah, and
yeah,
I
exactly.
think this is a beautiful example, right? Like we have all a different understanding. If I say school, we all see a school maybe, but maybe my school time was awful and yours was beautiful, and so we have a completely different understanding. The same with king, right? This can be a figure of integrity and power and responsibility, or it can be a dictator and abuser. So yeah. Words are full of misunderstandings.
That's why the context is useful.
Yeah.
Aileen wants to say something. Hello, A.
Good afternoon. It's Eileen. You always say Aileen. That's okay. I am the alien here.
Alien.
Good afternoon, everybody. This has been a great gathering. Thank you, Sky, for introducing Vincent. The idea is grand and I'm loving it. I was like, wow. I live in a community living up on Hollywood Hills. It's actually Hill Park. It's actually a park on top of a hill. And beneath me is the crazy Hollywood. Now, being here for a year and a half, I've realized no matter where you go, there's always craziness around, right? So it was up to us in the community to gather together, and I initiated gatherings because we have a room. We have a nice gathering area, and neighbors connect. And so my thing as a healer, my formal education is in nutritional science and food science and body biochemistry and physiology. So I do kinesiology work, I do body work, in addition to blood biochemistry and getting the neurotransmitters and the deficiencies and everything all aligned. So that we can think better, so that we have better energy, because that's where the whole thing starts, right? You don't want to be sick. And so we have been connecting. And when I saw Vincent's vision, I'm like, wow, that's my vision times a million. This is amazing. Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm not sure how I could contribute. My son's always been wanting to visit Portugal. It's I'm sure it's beautiful out there. I love traveling. So yeah, maybe one day we'll come and visit. And if there's anything, in any way we can contribute, he does sound healing. In fact, he's getting his degree in sound engineering, and he's all into the frequency healing and putting music together and all that. So, yeah, if there's anybody who wants to join us, we can meet here in LA. I can arrange a meeting. We'll have Sky come over too. We're close by, although him and Suzanne have been traveling a lot lately, but yeah, I drive up to Ojai all the time. I have friends in Santa Barbara. Sunburst Sanctuary is a beautiful place out there. I've been connected with them for over a decade and a half, and they have a similar idea. So I've been introduced to that idea, and it's beautiful. I wish you all the resources, all the blessings. And if there's anything I could do, please I'm at service.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you. And yes, I think my vision is that, I mean, if you look at the map of the land, there will be a southern part that will be residential, and the northern part will be the healing center, retreat center, conference center, everything. Like once the vision is fully built out, and one of the ideas is to bring continuously a flow of, you know, practitioners, healers, facilitators, you know, and for them to also meet and get to know each other and learn from each other. And hopefully one day we'll have even a university like for holistic beingness and all of that. So, and research and all of that. Like my idea is to create a, not just a village and a new way of being, but also one of the foremost places of holistic, you know, human understanding and practicing that and researching that and showing scientifically that these things work and they're just not woo. And so there will be plenty of opportunity. You know, we'll have concerts, everything, like gatherings. So yeah, I mean, it's still early days. My focus is now to get the land, to secure it, find the right investor. So if you know of someone that, you know, that could be aligned with this vision and has, you know, significant financial resources, I call that in. Yeah, and then from there, anything is possible.
Vincent, this is Gigi again. I did put a name in the chat for you to please reach out to. This is a person who's in Silicon Valley who's incredibly in touch with love and the revolution from within. So while I'm not saying that he would have the funding, he's very, very connected to the funding audience. So, and I think like attracts like.
Thank
so his
you.
website's there.
Do you know him personally?
Through a connection of his book, I know him.
Okay.
Golden is my name. You can reference my name if you wish.
Okay. Thank you. Do we get to see you as well, or you would prefer to stay anonymous?
I'm gonna opt to the latter right now. Thank you.
Right.
You and I could meet one-on-one if you wanted to, and on camera. That would be fine too.
We have also Trisha, who's been raising her hand.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yeah, it's a bit
Is that okay?
crack, but we can hear you.
Don't move too much.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I am so excited about what you all are doing. My question is, where did the name Neil's Life come from? Is it based on the movie The Matrix?
No, but it's also not a coincidence. I believe that it came to me 2 or I think 3 years ago, as what popped into my mind or what I channeled, I guess, was New Earth Operating System, NEOS. And then I went online and wanted to buy neos.com, and it was taken, of course. And so then I thought, oh, neos.life is available. And I was like, oh, Neos Life sounds even nicer. And then I realized, oh, the life of Neos. And of course, it's about waking up, but it's not where the name originally came from. It came from New Earth Operating System. But I believe there are no coincidences in life. Just like my encounter with Marie that brought us the land, so is the name, because the name really reflects what it's about. It's both about a New Earth Operating System and it's about waking up. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. I've been dreaming of this since the 90s.
Yeah,
So
like
I was
I
just
think
waking up then. You know, I was still in Christianity at the time. But oh my God, that was always my heart to have a unity community. And I was like, well, maybe it doesn't have to be in the physical because we're all connected energetically. You know, I feel like we're like antennas. We can just send it out. We're connecting galactically, globally, interstellarly, you know, non-dimensionally. So anyway, we're already this unity community, but it will be great, as you were saying, to do this experiment. You know what I mean? To come together, grow, and just emanate love.
yeah, because
Love
that's
antennas.
right. That's what we are. And then we drop into the
Yeah.
body and we forget who we are. And then the ego
Yeah.
gets conditioned and then we start fighting and all this
But that's
stuff.
the game. That's the game, is to wake up.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, we're back to old programming. Come back, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just moment by moment. We make it so much harder than what it really is. It's just like you said, one breath at a time, just, you know, staying centered and just being who we are, being authentic and
Yeah.
willing to change and flow So that's my thing. And now how much to invest? Or you have like a limit? And then how much are you wanting to raise to secure the land? What's that looking like?
So the land is a little bit more than 4 million. And at this point, also given the, the timeline we're on, etc., I'm exploring to raise a larger amount from, from either one or several large, contributions, investors, to kind of secure that first stage. And then as we go forward, there will be plenty of opportunities to come in, to build a house there or all of these things. But just because we're on a very tight timeline, I'm kind of like not pursuing the crowd-funded approach.
Right, but what's the timeline so we can kind of be in agreement with you? What's the cutoff?
We will be in the land in 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything's possible. Hello.
I know. I mean, it's happening. It is happening. Like I had a beautiful conversation today, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And I mean, just like the land found me unexpectedly. So I'm calling in, the right investor, not just an investor or not just money, but like alignment, because I've experienced, difficult situations with investors in the past. And I just know this project only flies when there's alignment, and alignment will come because this type of project, if I do my work, will bring in the right people. So I have full faith and confidence.
Yeah. And that's awesome that you've had that experience, because now you know the different pitfalls to look out for. So we, like you're saying, we're all going to bring our different gifts and talents, those that want to be a part of it, and just make it go, create our own reality. And I mean, I like the adverbs king and queen, because we're the king and queen of our universe, our innerverse. And we're just going to come together, right, in the vibration of love and see what it's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong, I agree, with kings or queens or any other of these descriptions. It's just that some people understand it differently, right? The king is, if you watch movies, the king is the one who tells everybody else what to do, and that's not the idea here.
Yes, no. Yes, I believe that we can only create and control as we're in peace, as we're in love. How can we emanate on the outside or expect someone else to do it if we're not centered there? And so that's what I mean, as we come together on our throne, not to dominate on the inside, the monkey mind, and you know what I mean, the old programming. That's what we're to, love on and let it release. But just coming together as a group, I just love the concept. It's really awesome. And I will keep you in my heart, and this too shall pass. It's gonna be fine.
Everything will be fine, indeed. Yeah.
I'm excited, but I am looking to be able to support you financially. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot,
Sonia.
Trisha. We have Sonia also.
Hi everybody. It's nice meeting you and seeing you, and thanks, Sky. Can you hear me well?
Oh yeah, I was just looking for you. We can hear you. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so well, my question is very related to what Tricia just shared. I was curious to know about what kind of financial amount we were talking about. And another question came up is like, from those investors that you're looking for now, is there any minimum amount you're considering?
Well, like we're raising 4 million in less than 2 months. So like at the moment, I'm looking for someone who can do the full amount, and that's the conversations I have. And the alternative is to have a number of people, with large amounts. But it's really important how the money comes in, because the money will only be a transitional element. The idea is that in the end, the community owns the land, etc. So that's why it's important that it's, I really want to keep things simple and clean at this stage. Otherwise, I would say, hey, everybody can chip in 10,000, and then we do that, we do that 400 times, and then we also have the money. But it's just not realistic in the timeline we're on. So, but there will be, as I say, right, this is just the first amount to buy the land, and then there will be many things that need to happen, right? Like in its full development, with everything that I hope to be there, it's $100 million project or more. So right, I mean, the idea is for 1,000 people to be on the land as residents, as staff, as guests, as visitors. So it's a big infrastructure development. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that is much clearer for me now. Thanks for sharing that. And I have to say, I feel your heart and I love your humbleness, and it touches a place like really deep. So thanks
you.
for that. I would have loved to be there. Actually, 1 month ago, I was in Spain, but unfortunately, I couldn't because, yeah, I was taking care of other things. But are you planning any other date coming this summer?
Yeah, I mean, of course, once we're on the land in July, there will be, all kinds of things. The idea is to immediately, I hope we have an opening weekend mid-July, which also happens to be my birthday, and to gather people there, and then also to offer the retreat space to other people. Like, it's just I'm not yet so much in the programming because I'm now focused on making it happen, because if you plan what's on the land but we won't be on the land, then what's the point? So it's kind of, there's a natural progression of things, but the idea is to have people come, visit, stay very quickly, because we're lucky that, and again, that's one of the gifts of the blessings of this land, besides many other beautiful things, that we have existing buildings, and there's actually currently even a hotel on the land that's operated as a hotel. So even though it's very simple, but people can stay there, and we stay there during the retreat. So the idea is to use this, right? My idea is not to go there with 2 people and then just be there half a year preparing things. Now the idea is immediately for things to happen, and people come through either for just a day or for days, whatever, everything. Yeah. And also, to again create events, invite healers, musicians to do stuff on the land, right? We have a lot of space. And so, also to develop glamping. So that's things that we can do very quickly at the beginning. That's the vision.
Amazing. Looking forward to it. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Vincent, do you want a little word to wrap up?
Wow, it's also, I'm looking at time, like perfect, 90 minutes. Okay. Well, thank you for joining, and for those who are left. There's a WhatsApp chat which you might already be in, if you want to follow along the journey and also share your thoughts. I'm looking forward for those who feel called to, visit us in the summer or next year, or whenever you feel called. And I'm also excited to share more information because I realize I have not, provided so much insight yet on how it's structured, because I'm also in the process of figuring all these pieces out. As I said, 6 months ago, I wasn't working on this, and then here we are. So it's been all very fast and sometimes very overwhelming, but it's happening. And I'm looking forward to share more details about how it's all gonna work. And thank you, Sky, for organizing and creating the space and bringing us together and blessing the land. And it really is a blessed land. I wish everyone will experience it one day, because it's really a very special land. It looks beautiful in the video, but once you're on it, it's a whole other level.
Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, everyone, for bringing so much love, ideas, creativities, forces. And I think we're going to stay all connected together. We'll probably redo some events like that, with Vincent to gather us. And because even if there's going to be, hopefully, and it might happen, a big investor with a big heart, we need all of our energies to build that project. So we all count, basically. And so I hope you could see and feel, experience what is it for you, that we like to do, we like to be within this project. That will evolve, of course. But you're all welcome. And thank you again for your time, for your energy, your wishes, and your blessings as well. Thank you, Vincent, too.
Thank you. Yes, it takes a village to build a village. So
Yeah.
have a wonderful morning, evening, night, wherever you are.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sky, for the guided meditation. That was wonderful.
My
Beautiful.
pleasure.
Mm,
Thank you.
Take
Thank you,
care.
guys.
bye.